Hey guys, it's Matt Moore here, State Republican Party Chairman in South Carolina. I am joined today by Rick Martin from Newberry County. In House District 40, he's a candidate for what I think is our top House race of this cycle, the long time, both, I guess. Democrat has retired. It's a race that's really shaping up nicely for Republicans in Newberry County, an area that's increasingly become for us, a lot of good friends from Newberry County, as we know, in our state party's history. But Rick, it's good to have you here.
Thank you, sir.
We're honored to have you. This is the third in our series of events like this where we do live town halls, try to capitalize on technology. Of course, Shane Massey was here recently, Governor McMaster, so you're in pretty high company.
Yes, sir. I'm humbled.
Something I always ask of our guests is tell us about you. Why did you decide to run? What's your story?
Well, I have 5 daughters. And
you must be busy.
Yeah, slightly. We have 2 biological, 2 adopted, and we're in the process of adopting our 5th child now.
Man, fantastic.
And my children are the main reason I got into this. I want to better our state. I want to make a future for our children here in South Carolina where they can have careers, good jobs, and they won't have to leave the state in search of industry. And I want to bring industry into South Carolina. Just like in our district, I want to bring industry into Newberry County, District 40, so our children can stay there and have a life there like I did, and grow up in our community.
Wow, that's strong. Tell us about growing up. Where'd you grow up? How was that?
I grew up, I was born in Newberry County. I've lived there all my life. It's where I met my wife. It's a really good community. Everyone pretty much knows each other. You can go down the street and wave at somebody and they'll throw their hand up and say, "Hey, Rick," haven't seen him in years. And everyone gets along and loves each other in Newberry County.
I'm always impressed by the Mayberry charm of Newberry. Actually, downtown Newberry. We've had a lot of events there.
Yes, sir.
Over the years. You have to be elected in November, obviously November the 8th.
Yes, sir.
January session's coming up. We got a lot of new House members, a lot of new senators already in this election cycle. We want to add you to the list of new House members come January.
Thank you.
To that end, this is our first time today doing what's called Crowder TV, a great South Carolina company started by a friend of ours down in Charleston, or more than one friend, 2 friends of ours in Charleston, that allows you to contribute online. So I have agreed to contribute today, which I don't do very often as a young guy. It's hard to scrounge together some nickels to give to candidates, but that's what we want to do today. So I'm going to give here in a second. You'll see on the bottom right of your screen down there a contribution opportunity and a little button or bar that shows our progress in hitting what I think is a pretty modest goal today for Rick. So again, we're excited to have Rick Martin here today, a top House race target for us in South Carolina this cycle, and using some pretty new technology to help Rick out. Rick, tell us a bit more about some things you're interested in terms of government, maybe at the statewide level, coming from a smaller county. You mentioned before, roads, taxes, some of the things that they're challenging to our state.
Yes. We need to find, but speaking about roads, we need to find a sustainable source to be able to fund our roads and not patch them up, to keep our roads safe so we won't destroy our vehicles trying to drive on our roads, and to keep our families safe. I go back to my little girls. I want to be able to keep everyone's family safe. People are having accidents because of the rough condition of our roads. I want to be, like I said, I want to bring industry into all over South Carolina and to be able to keep our children here. And when we bring industry in, just like Newberry County, as we bring industry in, we can keep our kids there that graduate from high school. And there's more kids graduating from our 3 high schools in Newberry County than there are our jobs to go around. So as we bring in industry, we can keep our kids there, and the tax base grows. As the tax base grows, there's more people paying in. The taxes go down on everyone.
That's right. I think Newberry is a great success story in the downtown area there. But you think about cities out in more rural areas, the downtowns are struggling.
Yes.
They're struggling with tax bases. They're struggling with just general maintenance of sidewalks, of roads,
yes,
of crumbling buildings. We've got to do more. I think you're right. When it comes to roads, people need to, you get what you pay for. And
yes.
It seems to me people need to, they're going to use the roads. They ought to pay for the right to use those roads.
Exactly.
And that particularly includes people from out of state.
Yes.
Passing through here and using and hopefully not abusing
yes.
Our roads. I think that's one of the big issues that'll be coming this session, it seems. Also, ethics remains on people's minds.
Yes, sir.
Of course, there are a lot of things swirling around constantly in the bubble that is Columbia. I'm sure you hear those things.
Yes, sir.
But I know that the governor and many others here still are hopeful about ethics reform in South Carolina, and doing even more to give people, our constituents, the trust they should have in government.
Yes.
That's a really exciting thing for me about bringing new ideas into the House and Senate. And I think particularly you bringing new ideas to the Senate or to the House as well. But again, this is Rick Martin, y'all. Those of you watching out there on Crowder TV, on our Facebook, actually our website right now. Hopefully you'll contribute, chip in. Again, this is our most highly targeted House race this cycle. I'm proud to tell you that in 2014, we won all 5 of our targeted House and Senate races, actually just House races in 2014. We're pretty proud of our record here, but it takes resources for our good candidates to run for elections. Those things include just buying bumper stickers.
Yes.
I'm sure you've got a lot of, and yard signs out there.
Yes, sir.
In the district. But technology is amazing. We can have a statewide audience here for Rick today. What experiences maybe for you shaped you in your life more than anything, Rick?
We own Bulldog Battery. It's a family business.
I've seen your commercials.
Thank you, sir.
I really have.
I'm glad someone asked.
I really have, yeah.
But dealing with the public for years and years and years, I've heard some of the most horrific stories of people with the struggles they go through, and it's shaped me, as you said, to be able to have compassion for our people, to be able to relate to what they're going through, and our children. As I said, my wife and I, we've adopted 2 little girls, and that's a big issue with me. You know, the foster care system, to take care of our kids. There's so many kids out there that's going through things that's terrible, and that's one of my big things.
Absolutely. I'm proud of people like Katrina Shealy in the Senate who have
Yes.
really worked hard to reform the foster care system.
Yes, we're really proud of her.
Sure, and still, though, too many kids are falling through the cracks.
Yes, they are.
And it's sad, and we need to keep families together, but also give parents the tools they need to be successful.
Yes.
And I think we're always trying to find ways. I'm proud of Republicans in South Carolina for doing that. I'm proud of Republicans in South Carolina for working to expand the adoption option in South
Yes.
Carolina to raise caps on adoption numbers and families and give kids a shot. Tell us maybe some other things about you that we don't know. Maybe hobbies you have.
Well, I really like to hunt, and I really like to fish.
Well, I got the fishing part with you there. Don't worry.
I've just got my little girl. Just turned 13. We have 2 6-year-olds, 2 9-year-olds, and one that just turned 13.
Wow.
And we love to hunt. I have no sons, but the Lord blessed me with little girls. But my little 13-year-old, we're getting ready to, for the hunting season, and I hear every morning, Daddy, can we go hunting this weekend? And not yet. And fishing, we take all my little girls go fishing, and that's our relaxation, and that's our hobbies, and we love to do that.
I can tell you there are a lot of good people from your area. Ronnie Cromer.
Oh, yes.
Who serves, I think, the Fish and Wildlife
Yes, sir.
committees in the Senate. So
Ronnie's a good friend.
You'll be in good stead in the State House with those outdoorsmen from Newberry County. What else can you tell viewers out there maybe who are on the fence about contributing to your campaign? Why should they give their hard-earned dollars to support you?
Well, I'm going to fight hard. I'm going to fight hard for our state. I want to fight hard for our people to improve the conditions here for all of us, to keep our family values in check, where you won't be told out of things that's coming out of Washington, how to raise your children, how to educate your children. That belongs with the family. That belongs with the parents. And that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I say a lot when I go out across the state speaking to county parties and local activists that people forget that the government that's most local typically has the most influence over
Yes.
your life. Those are things like taxes, roads, your schools, and to don't forget about local races like Rick Martin's, where the leadership in the district or in the county really makes a difference to quality of
Yes.
life to people.
Yes.
And we see that across the state where good people get in office and good things happen. It's a pretty direct correlation, if you ask me. And of course, we're very proud of our local officials because many of them rise up to become congressmen and governors and senators, et cetera. South Carolina's got a good tradition
Yes,
of
sir.
that. Tell us some more things about you, maybe other issues you're interested in the House and Senate, possibly. The House next year, I should say.
Well, there's
attacking.
There's pre-filed legislation coming up in 2017 that want to redefine some of our firearms as assault weapons. I'm against that. when it comes to, if it's a fully automatic weapon, I can understand that. But we already don't have fully automatic weapons. That's strictly for the military. But there are people in Columbia that want to redefine semi-automatic shotguns and rifles as assault weapons. And I'm against that. I'm a very staunch Second Amendment supporter. And that's one of the big issues that when I get into the House that I plan on tackling and saying no.
You heard it here, folks. Rick Martin, Second Amendment supporter. We like that.
Yes.
A strong conservative.
Yes, I've received the only candidate in this race that received an A rating from the NRA.
Wow.
Yes.
That's impressive. Contribute now on the bottom right of your screen. We'd love to have your contribution to Rick's campaign and enjoying talking to him so far. Again, Rick Martin from Newberry County, running for the House District 40 seat here in South Carolina. Again, our top rated House race of this cycle. Very few races are competitive, it seems, sometimes in South Carolina, which we're trying to address that in different ways.
Yes, sir.
But this is actually a very competitive race.
Yes,
tell us what's happening on the ground in the county. What are you seeing out there? Are people excited? What's happening? Yard signs, stickers, all that?
Oh, yes. People all over the county. I've been receiving calls every day. People wanting yard signs. People are lighting up our Facebook saying, bring me a yard sign, which is really humbling. We're receiving a great deal of support. I'm receiving calls, just people out of the blue telling me, I'm behind you, Rick. Folks in the county, on the far reaches, on the outskirts of the county that I've never met before. I've been going door to door, campaigning, and I've met so many people. Been to over 15,000 homes so far.
Wow.
Yes, I've worn out 2 pairs of shoes.
Shoes. You need to see those shoes.
This is my second pair of shoes. My wife is not real happy about that. The first pair of shoes, literally, I wore them out.
Get this. If you win, I will buy you a new pair of shoes.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Hopefully that's legal. If it's not legal, I can't. But hopefully I can buy you a new pair of shoes.
Now, maybe a campaign contribution. We will report that.
All right, good.
But it's yes, I've on my second pair of shoes, and I've walked door to door to door. I've been invited into so many homes. People are telling me that no one's ever come to their door before.
Wow.
That no candidate for any position has ever come to their door. I'm going down some pretty rough roads. I drive a GMC Sierra truck. I have beaten that truck half to death. And some people's driveways are pretty rough, but it's a pleasure to get to meet the people. And I believe if I'm going to represent them, I should go meet them. I should go to them and meet them face to face. Because as I've told everyone that I come in contact with, I guarantee you I'm going to give you the best constituent service there is. You can call me at any time, because it's a full-time job.
That's right.
And I relate it to being like a police officer. Even when a police officer is off duty, he is actually still on duty. He's on call all the time.
That's right.
And if I'm going to run to be the representative, I'm on call all the time. And people should know that they can call me at any time, day or night. Their problems become my problems.
That's the right spirit.
Yes.
When it comes to serving in office, we have a lot of elected officials. Most of them are very good elected officials, but
Yes.
the very best tend to focus on constituent service, and those that don't get sent home.
Yes, sir.
Generally. So I'm glad
Yes, sir.
you got that early, that lesson early at constituent service. And isn't it humbling to see? I went through this last year before, where people actually put your name on their chest and a sticker or on their car.
Yes.
It's the first time you see that as a candidate, as I experienced last year running for chair. That's a pretty humbling experience.
Yes, it is.
People put their faith in you to
Yes.
get things done. It's a really encouraging thing.
It's really humbling when you're driving through the city and you pull in behind a vehicle at a stoplight, and there's a bumper sticker with your name on it. It said, "I'm voting for Rick Martin." And that's very humbling. But then you glance over and there's another vehicle sitting there with the same bumper sticker on it saying, "I'm voting for Rick Martin." And it really gets to you.
Yeah.
That these people have their faith in you. And I can't let them down. When someone puts their faith in you, you cannot let them down.
That's right.
That's just the way I feel about it.
One thing I think about our politics now in that regard is people put faith in elected officials
Yes, sir.
and candidates, and that leads me to a higher standard. It holds me to a higher standard. So
Yes.
I'm very careful about the things I talk about and things I say. I think more elected officials and candidates for office should have that same mindset. That,
Yes.
we should be called to a higher standard as elected officials and public officials and party office holders, and that we're careful with the things we say. We don't, we're not hurtful in that process.
We must be that way. The people are looking to their leaders, to the people that they put into office. And you're setting an example for the children. It's just like my children. Everything that I do, they see, and I will never do anything that will bring them embarrassment. And I want them to see my little girls to grow up seeing that's the way the father's supposed to be. That's the way the man is supposed to act. And it's the same way as an elected official. Your people put their faith in you. You should always be held to a higher standard.
Absolutely.
You should never do anything to break the trust of the people.
Absolutely. Ever. People ask why I'm so nice to my Democrat counterpart, the chairman of the state Democratic Party. I say first and foremost, he's a fellow human being.
Yes.
And we're called to be nice to people,
exactly.
To be good to people, to love people.
Yes.
And being a Democrat or Republican is about third or fourth down on that chain after spouse or husband or
yes.
wife or child or brother. And so I think that's sort of lost, it seems, in politics right now.
Yes, sir.
Maybe we'll find it again by getting people like Rick Martin in office. We pivot back to while we're here. Again, you can contribute to Rick's campaign by clicking on the bottom right of your screen. Hopefully, we've got some contributions. I'm looking at John over here who's telling me that we have received some questions. I'm going to look at those on my phone now. If you don't mind me looking down at my phone, I'm going to pull those up as we're waiting here. Philip Turner asks a really good question, and it's something I see a lot. I live in Lexington County, which has some of the best schools in the state. You
yes,
go
sir.
out to some rural counties, the schools are not quite in as good of a shape. Of course, the Supreme Court last year in the Abbeville case said that the legislature needs to address funding for schools in a better way. What's your take on how we can better have a better playing field, or a more level playing field when it comes to those schools that maybe just in Newberry and Lexington are just a few miles apart, but are very different in their quality? What take
yes.
on that?
First off, the teacher ratio to the student. We need smaller class sizes. That's one issue. Many of the teachers in Newberry County have spoken to me about that. About the class sizes are getting larger and larger and larger, and they can't give the kids direct attention. The children are suffering from it. But secondly, we have lower districts that's not funded as well.
Mm-hmm.
We must equally distribute the money and make it equal, because you have higher funded schools and lower funded schools. The lower funded schools are suffering. We must equally distribute the money so that they can bring those standards up.
Yeah, you go out and you see schools that have 15 or 20 laptops or Macs in a
yes.
classroom, and you go to a school that barely has chalkboards.
Yes.
And the rain's coming through the ceiling. It's very,
yes.
It's not right.
No, it's not. The children are suffering.
Yeah, this is an issue that we've got to address
yes.
in South Carolina. And I know you're on the same page.
And we can't kick that can down the road.
And we cannot. You're exactly right. Talk to us about school choice and what you see possibly coming in that regard. Someone says you support education in the hands of parents, and what kind of school choice options do you support, and will this issue ever be resolved? So talk to us about that.
When it comes to school choice, I believe the parents should have the choice to send their child to any school they want in their district. Whether it be, I have a great many friends who homeschool their children. They some go to they go to the charter schools, but when it comes to the public schools, if you live in a district and they have multiple schools, you should have the right to send your child to whichever school in that district you want, because our children are our future. One day our children are going to lead this country, lead our state. They should have the best education that they can possibly get.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm looking now for more questions possibly on the website. If there aren't any more, I'll probably ask you one or try to find one to ask you. We've got a few more minutes here with Rick. So we're pulling up questions, and I'm not, my phone's being slow. I don't have the latest iPhone, for those of you who are interested. So in closing, Rick, just give us the prediction and summary. What's going to happen here? You got about 7 weeks till election day.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing in those 7 weeks?
We are going as hard as fast as possible. Every morning I get up at 5:30 a.m. every single morning, except on Sunday. We go to church on Sunday. I do not go door to door on Sunday, but I'm out going door to door every single day, 6 days a week. I get up at 5:30 a.m. Monday through Friday. My wife and I get our little girls ready for school. Fran's a nurse down here in Columbia. And I would say to say where she works, but I don't know if I could do that.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
But Fran's a nurse down here. She takes one of my little girls over to Mid-Carolina and to the middle school. And I take 4 of my little girls over down to Pomeria Elementary School. And then I go home, I get ready, and I hit all the breakfast places. That's what I do every single morning, to meet everyone, to greet everyone, take questions, and I answer a lot of questions every single morning. And then I start going door to door, and I go door to door every single day till about 7:30 at night. I have found out something a little funny, that people don't like to be bothered after 7:30 at night.
Me included.
Yeah, myself. After someone knocks on your door at 7:30 at night, they're not real receptive. I have been told a couple times, yes, I'm voting for you. You can leave now because I'm ready to go to bed.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Yes, sir.
Well, again, y'all, Rick Martin here from Newberry County, running for District 40 in the State House. We've got a lot of ways you guys can get active. First and foremost, you can contribute to Rick by clicking on a link here on our page. And what is your website?
Rick Martin for SC.
Rick Martin for SC. I guess .com.
Yes, sir.
You can contribute to the state party. Our resources will help Rick and candidates just like him across the state. You can also vote absentee now. You can request an absentee ballot by visiting scabsentee.com on our website. We will get you an absentee ballot as soon as we can. You can vote absentee in person in a couple of weeks here in October for, I think, 12 different reasons, including being at work on election day. You can save time by voting at your county election commission in the county where you live. Rick, closing thoughts? Anything we can do for you?
Everyone, I would really like for people to contribute. And call your family, friends, and neighbors and tell them to come out and vote.
Well, if you're in Newberry County, get out and vote for Rick Martin. Rick, we're happy to have you here today. Honored to have you.
Thank you.
And great to be a partner with you in this process. Hopefully, we're going to find some big success with you on Election Day.
Thank you, sir.
And look forward to the bright future we have with you. So thanks for being here, Rick.
Thank you so much.
Enjoyed it.
Enjoyed it, sir. Thank you.